Hello, welcome. My name is Chimezuma Dimba, and I'm here to teach you how to design a simple but very beautiful WordPress website. So simple is the process that even an 8-year-old can do it. If you can point and click and follow simple instructions, you can do it. By the time you go through this video with me, you will have created a beautiful website like this one. Yes, like this one. I'm going to take you through the process by which I created this beautiful website. Simple, but cool. See all the things you're seeing? This. Yes, you will be able to do it at the end of this video. You'll be able to add social icons. You'll be able to create pages. You'll be able to do a simple logo. Look at it. These are blog posts. If you right click on it, it will take you to a specific page. Yes, you see that? You'll be able to do this. Fine, cool. You'll be able to create your portfolio. That's the portfolio. Let's see how it looks, one of them. Wow. You can also check it out this way. Fine. It's opened. Isn't it beautiful? You'll be able to do this. You'll be able to add your team members. You'll be able to do all the effects you're seeing. Cool. Fine. You'll be able to do that. And you'll be able to create things like this. This is called the widget area. One of the widget areas. You'll be able to put your mission statement. You'll be able to add this recent post calendar. In fact, if you don't like the titles, you can change their titles. But you see how I did it for some of them, so you can adjust things accordingly. Got it? Fine. So let the fun begin. The first thing you need to do is to get a domain name and hosting. You need fast, reliable hosting. And you need a domain name. A domain name is how people will find you. For example, if you want to visit Facebook, you type facebook.com. If you want to visit Google, you type google.com. So your site, if somebody wants to visit your site, you have to give them the name. That's the domain name. And then, since the content management system I want to teach you how to build a website with is called WordPress, we're going to use WordPress hosting. Now, this is one of the best WordPress hosts. I host my sites with them. I have done so for at least 4 years, and I can tell you that for the price they offer, they are excellent. Now, before we are on the page, don't worry about the link. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see the link. I'll give you the link in the description. If you're watching on my site, I'll also give you the link underneath. Now, you're going to pick one of the plans. There are a number of plans. You have the Light, Swift, Turbo, Manage. Now, you're going to look at which one serves your purpose best. If you just want to get one website up, you go with Light. It starts at this amount. But I would recommend you start with Swift because it allows you to host multiple websites, unlimited number of domain names. You can host 50 domain names here on this package. So I think if you go by value for money, this is the best for you. But if you only just want one, you can go for this. So we're going to go with Swift. So let's go on. I pick this, Get Swift. Now, I had been here before, so I already picked a domain name. So you will need to pick a domain name too. Like I said, your domain name is how people find you. Let's try facebook.com and see what will happen. You see, facebook.com is unavailable and it shouldn't be available. So you pick a name that is available, that is also in tune with what you do. For example, if I'm a photographer, I'll pick a name that has to do with my photography business. Now, since I'm just teaching you, I want to pick a name that I am sure is not available. It's available, that no one has taken. So I pick Onyeze. But take note of something. If you already have a name registered, you can as well do the same. Just click this, transfer your domain name from another registrar. Or if you don't want to buy a domain name, you can use the subdomain from A2 Hosting. I don't recommend this because it will be Let me show you how to look so that it's not just me talking. If I pick this, it will be like I picked Onyeze here. It will be onyeze.a2hosted.com. It doesn't look so professional, especially if you want to make a business out of it. So that's why I will register a new domain, and I recommend you do that. The extra you have to pay is just about $15 a year, man. If you're serious about your business, I think this is the least you can do. So we pick a name, onyeze.com. Let's check if it's available. Fine, it's available. So we move on. By the way, the coupon code has been applied. There was a coupon at the other page that gives us a 51% discount on our first invoice. Let's go on. As we move on, I will maybe talk about it again later. We'll continue. By default, the system selects a 24-month pricing cycle. But let's see, you have options. You can go monthly. I don't recommend this. I will explain to you why I don't recommend this. Look at your total here. And when they apply the 51% discount, you get to pay just $6.37. Now, but look at what happens if you are paying, let's pick the 36-month cycle. It's recalculating. That's the total. But look at what you pay, $176, because they have applied a 51% discount. Now, like I said in the previous page, they give you this 51% discount on your first invoice. So the higher the longer your billing cycle, like here 36 months, the more you will save. The shorter, like in one month price, the less you will save. Like here, you only save $6. They're about $6, 60 something cents. But if you go for 36 months, you will save much more. Now, 36 months might be too much for some people. I think the sweet spot for most people is paying yearly. Apart from the fact that you save money, it also helps you plan better. So if you have extra cash, I recommend you go for the 36 months. It gives you peace of mind knowing that by the time your first billing cycle is over, you would have made enough money from your website to pay with ease. But if money is a challenge, you can still go for monthly, but I recommend that you go with at least the yearly option. So let's just pick the yearly option for now. The system is recalculating, so it's done. So that's the amount. Let's scroll down. There's something this host does. They do auto install. Like now we are doing WordPress. They will install it for us automatically. Most hosts don't do this for you. You have to do it manually. Though it's not a difficult process, but for a brand new person, a newbie who is not used to building website design, this can be a time saver. But now, once you've got to this stage, you need to copy what you have here. Let's read it. A2 Optimize will be installed on your homepage with the following login credentials. This password will not be emailed to you, so take note of it, or you have to reset it in the cPanel. So to avoid learning too many things at the beginning and complicating the process, just copy this and paste somewhere. Like you can open a notepad, copy it, and save for your reference later on. I have saved mine somewhere, so because I don't need this, I'll just close it. But take note, make sure you save it, because you will need these login details later. So we click continue. Now, before I continue, there are other options that are included. There are things you can check. You can see tuber hosting, recommended SSL certificate, and all those things. You don't need them for now. Just skip through and go to the bottom and click continue. Now, we don't still need all this. It's only going to add for us a one-year hosting for the domain name. 1 year registration for the domain name. We don't need to check all these ones. Let's leave all of them and just click again, continue. If you need these ones later on, you can add them, but for now you don't. So they have added the cost for the domain name registration. it's $14.95. So that's what our total is with it. Now, by applying the 51% one-time discount, we're saving $67.26. So that's the balance total due to us that we have to pay now. You check everything, make sure they are okay. It is okay the way you want it. You click checkout. So what you do now is you fill your details, your billing information. Of course, I won't teach you this one because you know what to do here. Just fill in the details, and then when you are satisfied, you check I have read and agreed to the terms of service, and you click complete order. Now, one of the other reasons why I chose this host is that they give you a number of payment options. You can pay by your with your normal credit card. You can pay via PayPal. You can pay via Skrill. You can pay via to checkout. You can pay by check or money order. You can pay by bank wire transfer. So check which of the options is best for you, and then move on. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will just use credit card. If you want even more payment options, you click this and it will even show you more. Once you finish and you have completed every detail, you check this box and click complete order. Once you click complete order, you will get a message in your email. Now, here's one of the messages you might get. Now, not everybody will get this message. In my own case, I got this message when I opened an account with them. It says, "We regret to inform you this order has been flagged for manual review due to large amount of fraudulent sign-ups we receive." Now, sometimes some accounts are flagged, and when they flag, they will require you to take some steps. Now, why is this important, and why shouldn't you be angry that they're doing this? It shows that this host company does screen people who come onto their servers, because if they don't do this, wrong people who have wrong intentions will come out there and might affect your website negatively. Look at their reason here. Please understand that this process is intended to make sure that we have no malicious accounts on the server, which makes our service more secure and stable for all our customers. So like I said, it is in your own interest. So when they ask you for a manual review, don't feel angry. If they do, they must not ask everybody. But in my own case, they ask. So what you will need to do, you will need to contact them to manually process your order. Here is what you do. To expedite this process, you may fax or scan a copy of your government-issued picture identification and credit card if you choose this method. Just cover some of your details, the middle of the middle numbers of your credit card. Scan it and send to this number. The other thing you can do is to call them. You can call them. In my own case, I called this number because I'm an international client. I called them, and once I called them and spoke with them, they approved my order. So it's a very simple process. If you want to go with this, you can scan your international passport and just send via email. You can do that by submitting a ticket, or you can call them. It's a very simple process. But in my own case, like I said, I just called them. If you do that, it will be solved within 5 minutes. Everything is settled. And then you will get a mail like this. This has your details. This is the link. This is the place from which you will log into your account. Keep those details because you need them. Like, remember, they didn't put your password for security purposes, and that was why I told you to copy it when you were placing the order. Once you are done and you have got to this place, now you're good to go. So the next thing for us is to now start building out our new website. Now, to do that, you need to log in to your WordPress backend. Here's the backend I'm going to work from, because I already have an account. So I demonstrated the process for you if you are new, how to do it. But since I already have an account, I will just log in. This is a brand new, this particular backend is new, a fresh installation. Everything here is new. So let's log in and see. Okay, now that we've logged in, that's our site. Don't bother yourself about most of the things here. You might not need them. Let's just leave them for now and go straight to the work. Now look at what you have. Let's visit the site so you see how the site looks. I'll close this window because I don't need it again. Straight out of the box, every new WordPress installation has something like this. This is the theme that comes with WordPress by default. So that's how it looks. Now, you are free to use it like this, but I wouldn't want to use it like this. So I'll start tinkering with a few things. Now, let me start from the settings. These are important things we need to work on. First, I work on the permalink. I work on the permalinks. Settings, permalinks. Now, I want to make sure that search engines love this new site I'm building. So I will change my settings, my permalink settings, from what is here by default, day and name, to post name. This gives you an advantage on search engines. You may not need to know all the details for now, but just know that this is in your interest. As we go further in this series, you will understand why. But for now, just go with me. Change your common settings, permalinks, change it from day and name to this. Once you check that, come down and save changes. That's all you need to do for now in this at this point for this. Okay, then I like to put my name in this, because if you make a post or publish something, this is what we show, and this is my username. I don't like that. I want to change it to my name. So let's say my name is Fred Patricks. You know that's not my name, of course, but let's say that's my name or that's your name. You want to change it. We come over to users and go to your profile. Users, your profile. I can also click here and edit my profile. Either way, you're good. That's what we do. Okay. I fill in details. I can fill in Fred Patricks, and then I click update profile. Display name publicly as what? You can pick any of them. You can pick Fred Patricks, Fred Patricks, Patricks, Fred. Let me just pick Fred Patricks and save. You can see this has changed to Fred Patricks. We update profile. I told you that this is the default. If I refresh this, this will change too. But why I wouldn't bother that is that anybody who comes to your site will not see this, will not see all this line. You are only seeing it because we are logged into the back end, our dashboard, our WordPress dashboard. If you are not logged in, you won't see all this, so don't bother about it. So this is the default theme that WordPress comes in. Now, but we don't want to use the default theme, so I need to change the theme. So what do? We go to Appearance, Themes, and click. Now, you have to pick a theme. So there are a number of options for you. You can buy a premium theme. You can pick one of the themes already here, or you can search for a new theme. I think we'll go with the route of searching for a new theme because the theme we want to use is not installed on this system. And I already know the name of the theme. So rather than scrolling and searching manually, I just type the name. The name is iMax. It's a beautiful theme. It has a free version and a pro version. For this lesson, we'll be using the free version because I want to reduce your cost. And what we can do with the free version is quite immense. Don't forget that this is a series, and what I'm going to teach you here will help you build a very beautiful website, but it's just the beginning. Okay, so we select it. You can preview it if it's a theme you're not conversant with, but I'm conversant with it, so I will just click install. I hope you're following me in the process. If you're only watching and not going through all the process, each of the processes, you would discover later that you've not actually learned as much as somebody who was actually going step by step with me. You follow me, you pause, you do what I do, rewind if you don't understand, watch again, and do exactly what I've done. If you do that, you will build a beautiful website by the time you come to the end of this video training. Okay, the next thing I do is I click activate. Now that we've activated it, look at this. It says this theme recommends the following plugins in order to work well. It requires this plugin. So what should we do? We begin installing those plugins. Click install and apply. Okay, the plugins are installed. So we go to the next step. Now we need to activate them. So we select, because we want to do bulk actions again, and click activate, apply. Click apply. Fine. They are all installed and activated. Now let's go back to our themes. Let's click this for theme details. That's our current theme. Now that you're here, look at what you have. Widgets, menus, IMAX setup, all this. Look at the first thing I want to click. IMAX demo setup. Click on it. So before you begin, make sure all required plugins are activated. Yes, my required plugins are activated. Now you have two options. They call two, what I call it, skins for IMAX. You either pick this or this. Let's go with the first one. You want to import. If you import this demo, you will have this layout. If you import this, you will have this. So I'll go with this for now. Yes, make sure you have this. We have it. So yes, import. It's important, so we'll wait a bit. Okay, that's it, all done. The demo import has finished, so the import is complete. Now let's still go back to themes. It's always a good idea when you're not using the theme to click on it and delete it. I'm going to delete all the themes that I'm not using. I click on this again and I delete it. Okay, now before we do anything further, let's refresh this page and see what we have. Fine. Straight from the box, that's what we have. It's an entirely different thing from what we had before. Okay, now we're making progress, aren't we? Don't bother yourself about what you're seeing. By the time we start work, you will see something much more beautiful. Okay, so we've done that. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to all pages. Now, there's an exciting thing about the way I work with themes, and I encourage you to work that way too with themes. That when I import everything, I just go and select a number of pages, and I would just delete the rest. That way, I don't have to start from scratch. I will look at the pages that I like. Okay, and retain them. Like I can retain about us. I retain contact us. I retain the default blog. I retain front page. I retain iTrans slider. I'm not sure if I will need it, but I just still retain it. Then what do? I delete the rest in a bulk action. Let's say bulk action, move to trash. I move the rest to trash. This is an effective way for a newbie to build fast. I'll also select everything again. Okay, let me start from the last page so I don't have to. It will make my work easier. Let me remove this. Let me see what I have to retain here. I select everything. I don't need most of these things. So let me just leave them. Because I think most of them will just be repetitive stuff. So let me delete. Move them all to trash. If I need anyone, I can move them back from trash. So it's not as if it's a big deal. It becomes a problem if you delete the trash. But for now, I won't delete the trash. So I'm deleting these ones too. Bulk action, delete. Okay, let me just leave it with these ones I have. I may still delete some later on. Okay, now we are almost set. But before we go into more detailed work, let's come here. Let's come to settings again and go to reading. This is very important. Now, if you're building a blog, if you want to build a blog where you just post updates and all things like that, it's a good idea to leave it like this. Your homepage will display your latest post. But in this case, if you're building for a company or for a business, for a church, an NGO, an institution that wants to have a static page, like we're going to demonstrate here, you're going to choose a static page. Now you're going to select what will be your home page. In this case, let's pick our front page as our home page. Then what will be our post page? Our post page will be our default blog. We've done those two. Now we go down. You can leave everything that way, or you can look at these details and see what you look like. I can decide that for each article in a feed, I will show the full text or do summaries. Discourage search engines? No, don't discourage them. Just leave it as it is. Click Save Changes. Now that we've done that, you will now discover if I refresh this, what will show up will be different from what we have here. Let's see. Now look at our home, look at our page. Do you see what we have is entirely different? As the page we selected. Now the beauty of what we have here is that if as a new person in web design, you don't need to actually worry yourself. You can just come in here, edit what you have here, and you are good to go. That's one of the benefits of importing what they call demo content. But we are getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's still go back. We still have some little things to do. For now, let's go to appearance and go to menus. In the menu, yes, there are some things have been removed from the menu, so we have to rework the menu. So what we're going to do, all those ones that are now invalid, look at what I'll do first. To make our work a lot easier, let's just delete them. Remove. Remove. It's the same process. Remove. Now, this is a newbie's way of doing it. It might look more difficult, but I think it's simpler for you. As you gain more experience, you won't do this. You won't have to do all this. Because I'll just start from ground up. I won't have to import anything like you will see in our later videos. I won't have to import anything. I won't have to go through this pain. I'll just build my stuff myself from scratch using some free tools too. So, but for now, I just want to give you something that is less complicated, even if it might involve you doing a little bit more work for now. Okay, so we are through removing this. I will remove this too. I don't want these. I don't want these. In the menu, I'll remove. Okay, what do we have now? We should have an about us page. Okay, let me put it now. Move it. Add to menu. We added an about us page. Okay, we have it. Now, this is basically what we have. Okay, I also remove this. I don't want themes here. I'll remove. Okay, so look at what we have now. Let me save this. If I save it, I'll refresh. Check this place. When I refresh, check what we have here. When I refresh and see what it would be. This is how it is now. But immediately I refresh it, having saved the menu, change the menu, look at what we will have. You see, we now have home, blog, portfolios, contact us, about us. Okay, let me rearrange it. I can rearrange this way. I want contact us to be the last, so it will be the last. About us should come next. Home, blog. Fine. I save it. Now notice that I moved contact us to the last. When I refresh this, it will effect the change. Okay, we've got that. I think this is good enough. Fine. Now let's go on to something else. We'll come back to some of the other things on appearance later on. But for now, let's start building. Let's start working. One of the things we're going to do right away is to customize the theme. And to do that, I've clicked customize. So this is the active theme. What's the identity? You see it calls my blog. So you can change this to, okay, let's say I'm working for a tour company. I say Excite Tours. Let's say that's the company I'm doing this, building this website for. And we'll say see the world. See the world. A beautiful word. Now I could also leave it blank. you pick a site icon. That's what will show up here. If you have an icon, you pick it. It has to be 51 by 51 pixels. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll just leave it. And then I'll just leave it for now. I won't put a site icon. For what you have done to save and show up, you need to save. You need to publish. So let's see. I've done site identity. It's published. If I reload this, it will show the effect, but let's not waste our time. Let's do more. Now you can also change background colors. You can select the background color I want. I don't want to do anything. I want to leave it at the default. The default background color, I want to leave it that way. I don't want to do anything here. So, but you can mess around with it. You can play with it. Right? So let me move on. Background image. That's the background image. I don't want to touch anything for now. Because I don't want to complicate the process. Okay, I go back. I'm still customizing menus. We've already done that. We have main nav currently set to navigation menu. I can do a test sidebar menu. I don't want to do that. So I can give it another name. But since I don't want to do that, I'll still leave it. Menu location. Let's leave the menus for now. We can always work on that. The widgets, the same thing. There are things we'll do on the widget. Look at the main widget area. Look at what they have by default. I think I like what they have by default. I may just want to remove one thing. Let me show you what that is. Look at, this is the recent post. This is the recent comments. This is the recent portfolio. And this is the quick contact. I hope it's simple enough. Now, I may just remove the quick contact because I don't, or you can just leave it. Everything is up to you. You are customizing. Okay, so let's go back. You can also have a sidebar widget. None is here, but you can add. I don't want to for now, but it's just showing you the possibilities that exist. Now, the next thing is your homepage settings. We've already done that before through reading. When we went through this place, when we clicked settings and did reading, we did that. So you don't have to do that here. Okay, the next thing, we still go back and look at the basic settings. We're checking all of them. Your phone number. Let's just create another phone number. Let's say 080 975 8045. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, I have that. So let's say the email. If you want the email to show, I can say playing. Okay, test web design at my site.com. Of course, you know this is not a real stuff. Now, if we have a site header logo, you can also put it here. Look at the size. It has to be 28 pixels width, 72 pixels high maximum. You can upload it. If you don't want that, you leave it. Then there's what we call a preloader. When I loaded the site, you notice that you notice this. You see this? This is a preloader. If you want it, you keep it. If you don't want it, you turn it off. Let me turn it off so you see how it will look. Let me reload this page. It has not taken effect. Let's just copy. Oh, I haven't published. That's why the changes I've made, you will not see it. But if I click publish, let's click publish so that you will see the effect. Now it's published. Let's see. I paste. See, it didn't show you that preloader. So if you don't want the preloader, you can turn it off. So I've turned it off, so I won't turn it back on. And I've created admin at zimego.com. Like I said, it's shown admin at zimego.com. But you see, why this is not recommended is that spammers will disturb you with so many spam messages. So ideally, you don't do this. Leave it blank. If you leave it blank and click publish, anybody who wants to reach you can reach you through the contact us form. Let's see how it looks now. So it's off, it's blank. Okay, let's continue our customization. Layout options. What do you want to be your theme color? You see it has red. You can change it to any color you want. You have a number of options. You can change it. If you change, let's say you change it to this, because I want to retain the color this stuff came with. So I'll just save the color, the original color, and show you what will happen if I change the color. So let's say I pick green, and then pick something a shade of this, and click publish. You see it has changed. The color is changed. That's the color, primary color top bar. You can turn it off or you can turn it on. If you turn it on, you will need to select primary color drop down menu. You can also do that. So primary color, you see the top bar is showing. Let's turn it off. Let's see what happens. It's turned off. So you may decide, okay, I like it on. So you leave it on. If you don't like it on, you turn it off. It's your preference. Now, primary color drop down menu. Look at what we call the drop down menu. There are some cases, okay, the way I've set this up, you cannot have a drop down menu. Let me add it so you can see a drop down menu, how it works. Let's go to appearance, click the menus. I'll just add something so that we understand how it looks. Let's say I move this and I move this. Add it to menu. I just want to use it to show you how the drop down menu looks. And I move this under portfolios. And I move this under portfolio. You see, I shifted it a little bit inside. I could make it to be on the same level. I can make it to be on the same level. This one has shifted a little bit more. I can move it here, or I can move it somewhere here. Now, let me save this menu. You'll see what will happen when I put my mouse on portfolios. Let's go. We've saved it. Now let's refresh it. See, the colors are already changed. So I can come here, look at portfolio. Do you see what came up? Those are the drop down menus. That's what we mean by drop down menu. I'll leave it for now, but because these pages have actually, I won't use them. I would remove them. But I just want to show you how to get the drop down menus. The drop down menu can even have submenus under, like this. Since we are teaching you the drop down menu, let me just say I want to put recent post. Add it to menu. Now the recent post has been brought here, so I can make it a submenu of one of the submenus, okay, or a sub item of one of the sub items. So let's save this. Now let's reload again. Now let's look at it. Portfolios, you see the sub item. Now you see another sub item of the item. So you can do this to X almost infinity. But of course, anything that is overdone doesn't show taste. So take note of that. So let's go back to our customization, and I'll also remove this because I don't really need them. But at least you know how to do them. You know how to do all of them. So I'll remove, and I remove. Save. Now, why I went through the pains of showing you that is so that you know how it's done. Do you notice that this color which added here has not shown here? The simple reason is that we have not clicked publish. If we click publish, it will show. Let me show you. It's published. Okay. We reload again. This is the place you check out. It should turn green. See, it has turned green. Fine. So when you're customizing, until you click save, it won't change anything. Now, primary color drop down menu. So what should our drop down menu be? Those menus I picked that time, when you select this, what should it be? You can choose them, but for now I'll leave this off. Okay, so let's go back to our colors. Do you want us to leave it at green? Okay, let's leave it at green. We can always change it if we don't like it. But I will want to leave it at the original color. So I copy that original color. And I paste it here. If you know the color code, you get it back. Fine, it's back. So we have our red again. Okay, if you click publish, if you publish it, it will now reflect here. I'm spending a bit of time on this because I want you to understand how it's done. You notice that we've not put any image here, so it's affecting what we have here. So you have to look for a logo. Now, there are many ways you can create a logo. You can go to cooltext.com and create a logo for free. So I'll just do that too. Just because I want to make this thing. So let's create a logo. You choose what you want yours. Let me choose this ice cube, and then you write your text here. So let me just say my logo text. Now, what's the text size? I can raise it to, let me raise it to, let's say, okay. It is loaded. I think this should be closer to what we want. Let's download. Okay. Let me just call this test logo. Okay. I have to make it at least 512. I'm using Paint on that comes with your Microsoft, that comes with your Windows. So it's not as if I'm using any special tool. That's that. Just balance it. Then I come here, resize it. Let me change it to 512. That's the minimum. Say it should be. I click OK. Okay, and I save it. Okay, so let me copy it into where I have the other pictures, so that I won't have to be running up and down for it. Okay, so let's go back. The name of the site is cooltext.com for your logo. I will add it to the links I will give you later on. So let me just add it. Okay, I'll close that. So let's see. Let's go back to our logo. Site identity is where we have the logo. Site icon, let's put this, select image, upload, desktop, pictures, that's it. Okay, let's edit this image so that it will be a little bit lighter. Now we do that because if you don't do that, your files will be too heavy, and when your files are too heavy, they impact on okay, this is small enough, so let's leave it that way. Select. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is the site icon, sorry. It's the site icon, not the site logo. So you see it showing up here. You see it showing here. It wasn't there before. Let me show you again. This one is already done. Basic settings, phone number, site header logo. That is what I was mixing up with the site icon. The site icon is mostly called the favicon. So let's do that. Height 72 pixels, width this. So let's select file. Let's upload. I have to edit this file. Let's use this file. We must make sure it conforms with what they demand. So the width 280 pixels, height 72 pixels max. The height should not be more than 72. The width should not be more than 280. Let's see what this one is. The width is more than 280. Is okay. This one is okay. So let me rename it. Save as. Site logo. Cancel. I want it to remain as a. I want it to be a. Oof. cancel. Let's go back. I don't want to lose the transparency. So let's go back to this place and find it. Call it side logo. Just change it here. And I copy it and take back to my pictures. Add it there. Okay, so let's call it site logo. And then, okay, default, select file. Okay. That's it. I've effected the change I want. Okay, so we don't want the preloader. Let's publish it. We can still leave it from being published and move on. We'll spend a bit of time here. Layout options. How do you want this your primary color? How do you want your blog post to show? Choose blog post layout, 1 column, 2 column. How do you want it? Let's go with 1 column. Blog post. What else do we want to change here? Show full content on blog pages. No. Wide layout. Show search. Okay. You can add things as you deem fit. Okay. Let's move on here. Facebook. Just find our Facebook profile. You add it there. Let me say I put this for Learn and Win. That's what will show up. If you don't put anything, it won't show anything. So you have a right to do so. If like I don't want Flickr, I can remove it. I don't want RSS, I'll remove it. So but anyone you want, you add your link to it. If you don't have a link to it, then you remove it. It's just as simple as that. Once you're through, look up here. It shows. Now, if I don't want to have LinkedIn, for example, all I need to do is remove the hash, and you won't see the LinkedIn sign again. Look at it here. It will go off. It's gone off. If I want it back, all I need to do is to put the hash again. That's how this theme works. That's just simple. So we're through with that social stuff. All you need to do is to fill in the URLs of all your social accounts. Let me publish it so that you see how it looks in real life. Okay, this is my Learn and Win Facebook page. By the time I publish this, if I reload and click on the Facebook icon, it will take me there. Let's confirm. Okay, it's reloaded. So let's just click Facebook. Just opened. Easy does it. It has opened my Learn and Win page. That's my Facebook page. Isn't that simple? Fine. So that's what you do. The same thing, you add your Twitter, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Google Plus, as many of them as you want. Now we're done with the social links. We look at the slider. You look at the responsive menu. You have your default blog page. I want to do the slider last because we'll take a little bit of time there. Now hide IMAX slider. If you don't want the slider on your blog page, you hide it. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. If you want a banner text, welcome to my blog, you can have it there. If you have a logo, you can remove this. Don't need to tell anybody welcome to your site. You can remove that. For your blog page, now let's go back. Responsive menu. We've already done the general options. What do you want? Enable mobile navigation. Yes, you want to activate mobile navigation. Yes. Enable swipe gesture to open close menus, only applicable for left menu, right menu. I don't need to touch anything. Search, just go through them. Anything you want, you add. Allow zoom on mobile devices, you do that. Okay, now just to give you an idea how well we have done, let's see how these things look on different devices. This is the way it looks on a desktop. Let's see how it looks on a tablet. This is how it looks on a tablet, and this is how it looks on a smartphone. We're good to go. Let's continue. Menu appearance, menu text, left, blah blah blah. Do I need to touch this? It's up to you, but for now I would suggest you leave them and then move on. The last we're going to work on is the slider. This is where we're going to do a bit of work to customize this. This is not your client's stuff, it's IMAX, the owners of the theme. We're going to change this to our own stuff. We're going to do what we want to do, put our own image, change the text, and get it looking actually like our own stuff, which is what we want to achieve. Now we'll be editing the slider. We're going to spend a little time on this aspect, so let's get into it. First, let's look at the slider settings as a whole. Slide visibility in seconds. Do you want them to stay for 8 seconds? It's set at 8 seconds. We can increase it. We can make it stay longer. We can reduce it. We can make it stay for less. But let's leave it at 8 seconds. I like the way it is. We can choose the text background. Do we want to look at this text here? How do we want it to look? Do we want it like this? Do we want it with a shadow? Like this? Do we prefer it this way? Or do we prefer it how it was? You make your choice. I'll leave it on the default. Then you can also choose the text alignment. Do you want it to be aligned left as it is here, or center? In the middle here, or right? Towards this side. I'll leave it on the left. Okay, now since I'm okay with the general slider settings, let's go to the individual slides. There are a number of slides that make up this slider. This thing that moves, this picture and text and everything that moves, is what we refer to as the slider. So let's see, this is the slider number 1, this is slider 2, this is slider 3, this is slider 4. You can see there are 4 sliders. So let us start with slider 1. Now you're going to determine your title. Welcome to just slider 1. The text on it, welcome to IMAX. Oof, sorry, I've not returned it to the default. Okay, we've got it back. Okay, so to ensure that it's there, let me publish it. Okay, published. Let's go back. Now let's start slider 1. I like to pick my pictures. Now there are things you can do with each of the sliders. You can add the title, slide title. You can add more information for the link text. You can put the link to it. Then you can put the description. This is called the description for this particular theme. This information here. I can delete everything here, for example. I just want to show you. Let's go back. That's this one, the first slider. We've deleted it. We can return it. It's back there. Okay. Now, this slider is what we pulled from our demo content. Now I want to change it. So I'm going to select a file to change the image. Let's start with that. I'm going to go and upload some files. Most of these things I'm doing impromptu, so I might not be following a particular pattern. I just want to show you what's possible. So it's up to you to decide what you need to put in your sliders. I just want to put things from the top of my head. My point here is to teach you what is possible. You will do your design and decide the kinds of pictures, images you need to put on your own slider. Let's allow these pictures to load up. Okay, our images are up. So how do you get these free images? How do you get images, not necessarily free images? You can get them at sites like unsplash.com, pixabay.com, pexels.com, or those are free sites, free images. But if you want to pay for your images like I do, you can get at Deposit Photos, you can get at Big Stock Photos. I'll give you those links underneath the video. If you are watching it on YouTube, it will be in the description. If you're watching it on my site, it will be on the same page as the video. Okay, so let's continue with what we were doing, adding images. So let's start. Let me pick one. Let me pick this as the first one and see what will happen. Now, while we are also doing that, I came here because I discovered that my connection was a little bit too slow for today. So I decided to make the best use of my time. So I'm uploading my images while I'm doing other things. All the images I think I will need for this video, I'm uploading them. So look at what I just did. I went to the library here, went to media, library, add new. That's all I just have to do. When I finish, I will bulk optimize them. The things I'm supposed to, the things I'll be doing here one by one, I'll just do them together at a time. You see, while I'm teaching you, I'm uploading images I'm going to use. Okay, that is to save me time. So look at, we've changed our image. Remember, we are customizing the site so that it actually becomes ours in every sense of the word. Let me just write random text. I actually use this image for a church, for a pastor's website I built for a pastor. So I may just recollect some of the words I use. Let me just say, he's still working on me. He's still working on me. Let's see. We've seen what takes up. God's not through with me yet. God's not through with me yet. I am his work in progress. Remember, you will discuss with your client what he or she wants on the site before you do that. Okay, let's go back and see. These things are coming up. They are not yet reflected because it will take some time. If I click publish, you will see it will show up. Now I have an option. I can have a link here. I can have a link here where I have no more. I can change that text to be listen to the message. Listen to this message. See what it will show up there. The connection is a bit slow. That's why it's taking some time for these things to reflect. So, but let's continue doing what we're supposed to do. By the time we are through, it will show up. Okay, so the next thing I'll do I have a link for that particular message? Let's say the link is, let me just say the link is, I just pick a link, zimego.com. Just pick one of my links. Let me just pick one of my links. Let's say this is a link to the message I want them to listen to. I'll just put the link here. It could be on the same site. I'll just use this link so that you see how everything is working out. Okay. Now let's see whether it's all reflected. So it looks like something is going wrong. Wait a few seconds and then try again. Oh, wait. It's the connection. The connection is a bit slow. That's it. My connection is a bit down. So I'll pause the video and try to fix the connection issue. Okay, let's see if our stuff is back. Okay, it's back. So the things we adjusted here have reflected. He's still working on me. That's it there. Listen to this message. That's it here. God's not through with me yet. I'm his work in progress. Here's it here. Okay, so we can publish it and then go to the next slide. Okay, we're okay with what we have here. So let's see. Okay, if we're okay with what we have here, we'll move on. It's published. Let's see how it looks on the site. That's it. Let's see whether the link is working. Click the link. Just taking us to that. Fine, so it's working. So we've got that right. It's a simple process. See what we did. We're going to repeat the step for other slides. So let's pick. We're done with slide 1. Let's see. Is there any other thing we want to change now? Let's pick slide 2. Okay. Live edit with customizer. I can write his. Okay, I've not put the image, but I know what I want to put there. His the photo. I am the clay. I can decide not to put a link here, for example. It took him 6 days to make the universe. But he's still working on me. Okay, let me get my image. Select file. Pick one of the files. Okay. Now there's something we haven't actually done, which is not good for us. We've been using the image as is, which is very bad. Like this is 3 megabytes. The second one is 4 megabytes. It's actually wrong. So we're going to go back and edit all these images we have. That's what we should have done earlier. But while I was battling with our connection, I didn't do that. So look at what we'll do here. We will edit the images. Let's reduce it to say 1.6 to still be okay. The scale. That's one of the ways to do it. The other way will be to crop. We can crop this. We can crop the image. Once we crop it, it will force it to become smaller. But let's just update and see what we have. Keep an eye here. It's 3 megabytes. Now we've crunched it. It's now 150 kilobytes. That's small enough. Okay. Now let's go back. Do the same for the image we now want to use. Let's reduce it to 1.6. Scale it. You see it's 4 megabytes here. By the time we update, it will be in kilobytes, something many times smaller. It's now 163 kilobytes. Now, why are we doing this? We're doing this because the heavier your files, the slower your pages will load. If you don't optimize your images like we've just done, your site will not be loading fast enough. And if your site is sluggish, it can affect you negatively. So don't forget that. Let's close this and go back to slide 1. Let's remove and put to this. It's still showing that it's not been edited. Please, let me just take a moment. It's been edited. So let's update. Let's see. It's been updated. So what might be the issue? Okay, let me close this and let me publish this and then refresh this page. I want to be sure that what we've done has reflected. Okay. The images are off because we removed them. So let me now add my image. I'm sure that I've added more images, the ones I was loading before. That's the first image. Fine, it's been affected. Okay, select it. It's good to know. That's slider 1. Everything is just the way we want it. I go to slide 2. Slide 2. Here's the port, I am the clay. I pick the image too. That's this one. Okay. That's good. So we have 1, we have 2. Fine. Like I said, we have to read more link test URL. I don't have anything here. What do I do? Let me see. Link test, link URL. Okay. So I have to remove doesn't take me anywhere. So okay, let's just put the same link for now. Now that you might be noticing that I don't have as much control over this theme as I would like. That's part of the problem of using the theme as is. But in subsequent lesson, I'm going to introduce a method. I'm going to show you a method by which I can create everything exactly the way I want it. This is what I'm being compelled somehow to use the structure set forth by the team. But I have been forcing myself, and it's been making the work a little bit difficult for me. But for you, a newbie, you who has just started with designing, this will be easier for you. But when you mastered this, we're now going into a process that allows us to do it from scratch by ourselves, building block by building block. We will determine every detail, where it is, how it is, how many slides we want. We are not going to be compelled to do anything. But for now, let us just go through with this the way it is. I hope you understand me. So let me just still use it with, let me say, read more. I'm put that link there. That's the second one. Let's see where it reflected. So read more, fine. Let me make it small letter M. Okay, now if I'm okay with this, I'll move to the next slide. Let me rush through this because it's virtually the same process. Now, the third slide still has that. I can just still put learn more. And let me just still put the link here. That same link. Now let me remove this image and select a new file. The file I would like to use. Okay, I still need to do this. Edit. Let me see our files that we uploaded, whether they are all up. I think they are all up apart from maybe one or two. Okay, let me allow them to complete while I do it one by one here. Okay, let's edit this file. Do 1.6, change it to 1.6, and I scale. And then I update. Okay, it's dropped it to 185 kilobytes. So that's the image we want to use here. To be sure we are getting the same image, let me just publish this and reload, just to make sure we are not using the wrong size of image. The way I'm doing it is the hard way. We're doing it one by one. Like I've told you, when the files are all uploaded, I will do them all at once, so you see the difference. Let me select file here now. Here's the file we picked. Okay, let me edit this one so that that's the next file I'm going to use, and I'm going to edit it in a different way from the others. Now look at this. In this case, I can decide, instead of reducing this place, I can just come here and crop. Did you see what I did? And I click the crop sign. It will crop it. I click save. We'll see the next size here. That's reduced it, albeit a little. Let me edit it further. See, it dropped quite just a little. So let me work on this more, make it 160, 1600, and scale it. Now let's have this updated. This is 3 megabytes as it is, but it's going to drop once it's updated. Okay, we now have 153 kilobytes, so we are good to go. Now let me add this. Choose file. Remember that's slide 3. So what text do I want to add in slide 3? Okay, let's join our hands in worship. Let's lift our hands, lift our hands in worship. You could still leave it, learn more. You could still leave it here, and then just add. Can somebody? Why won't I praise him for his mercies. Just that, and then let's see the third. I've added text. Now let's do the last one. Let me remove this image and pick. Oof. Still showing that big file. So let me publish it and reload. So we got the right. Hallelujah. I'm whole and set free. Listen to this message. I put the link still. I'm going to add a scripture. If the Son therefore shall set you free, you shall be free indeed. Fine. Like I told you, that I'm just lifting this idea from a site I built for a church recently, so there's no need reinventing the wheel when I already have stuff that I can use from my head. Okay, now let's see whether all our slides are in place. Fine. Okay, let's see it on the live site. Let's reload this. Our hands are at altars. Our hands in worship, okay? Okay. Hallelujah. I've been set free. My spellings have been quite interesting. Hallelujah. I've been set free. Listen to this message. The Son therefore shall set you free. Shall be free indeed. Okay. Once it's published, okay, it's published. Let me reload. So we have everything in place here. It's still working on me. That's the next one. It took him 6 days to make the universe, but it's still working on me. Let's lift our hands in worship. Praise him for his mercies. Hallelujah, I've been set free. Okay, now I think anybody who has followed so far would be able to do the slider. Now, this is still restricted. We are restricted to what this free theme, the free part of the theme, is allowing us to. Now, this theme has a pro package inside it, so we are being restricted. That's okay. But I'm just showing you what you can achieve, even with the restrictions and limitations. When we are through with this and you see how fast you can build a website, We will go in subsequent lessons into showing you how to take total control of every aspect of the job. Okay, now I'm through with this, so I'll close this. I'll close this. Now I will click edit page. Now why am I editing the page? Look at all this stuff. Welcome to IMAX, all this. Obviously, this is what it came with. I don't want to have this on the side I'm building. So let me edit them out and add my own stuff. Let's see whether our images are all uploaded. I think we're still having, the connection is still not so good. Still crunching them like it says. Let me see. Let me see what we have. Let me see what we have. Two. Then we have some things that are still left out. Let me add them. I know what we have missing. It's the banquet stuff. Let me add them. I have this. Let me see. I'm not sure I have these three. Let me load them up. One, two. Okay. Let's continue where we'll check this back again to see. So, like I said, I'm editing that initial page. Now, the extent of edit I want to have is all dependent on me. Like I can just edit this alone and say welcome to, change this to excite towards, put my, and I could leave that like that, and I just say I could change this to excite towards. Promises you the best in outdoor. Let me just, okay. Christian camping experiences. If you want to have a complete package of wholesome enjoyment with your family and friends, you simply can't find a better service provider. Let me just end it here. Service provider. Done. Excite doors. Excite doors. Okay. Now, if I update this and take a look at our page, you'll see it will be a different thing. We'll see slightly different. This would have been implemented, excite those and this. Let's confirm once we are loaded. These ones are still uploading. Let's see. Okay, it's updated. Let's reload this. Now before we reload, look at what you have here. Welcome to IMAX, blah 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 blah. Now let's reload it. Welcome to Excite Doors. Excite Doors promises you the best in Christian company space, blah blah blah. Now, depending on what the company, what I want to have here, I can just change it. Now that's the much I want to use from what this theme came with. I'm going to delete the rest and add my own stuff. Okay. I'm deleting every other thing. Now, I'm through. Now, what are we going to do? Pay attention to what I'm going to be doing. Now, from here, I'm going to be using what we call shortcodes. Shortcodes, you see them, they wrote TX shortcodes. Now, pay attention as I do them and see what we will achieve. Now, I want to, this is showing me the shortcodes. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to restrict myself to just a few. I'm going to do posts, that's the blog post. I'm going to do the portfolio, and I'm going to select the theme. So from what I do with these three, you can do whatever you want for subsequent, for your own videos. So let me start with post. Select it. It asks me a question. Add ID of categories to field or keep it blank for all categories. I'll leave it for all categories. Number of item 4. Number of columns 4. Show or hide item category labels. Show category labels. Show pagination, no. Show as carousel, no. Now we will check each of the options, and I can choose yes here, and I say insert in post. It is showing there. Now when we update, you might not see anything, and I will explain why. You might not see any big difference, apart from the fact that I've deleted those other things we had. You see, these ones I will delete them, so they won't be there again. But I'm adding blog posts. But now, this are the blog posts. These are the, what's it called? The ones that we imported. These are not actually real blog posts, so I'm going to delete them. I'm going to delete them and put my own blog posts. But it's just to show you how easy it is to do. When I delete them and put my own blog post, I will refresh the page and show you how it will be. Okay, that's that. We'll do the next thing. Add our portfolio. Still use the shortcode. I come here and I pick portfolios. Let me just still leave it the default style. And let me pick. They're asking me whether I should use it as a carousel. No. Let me insert it like that. It's showing fine. Then let's do the last one. The last thing we're going to add is going to add the theme. Number of columns 4, number of items 4. Insert theme. Now I may decide to add a divider between each of them. Let me add a divider. Divider. The default divider margin. Let me just use the default. You can adjust the divider if you don't like the size. Now, obviously, the more you play with this, the more you will be comfortable with it. But this is just one theme, so that's why it looks as if I'm not too interested in having you spend too much time on it. Let's update. We're done here. Now look at what we had before. Look at what we had before. Now see, you will now see what we will have. You can see the divider. You can see the divider. Okay, now let us start further work to give us what we actually want. Still keep an eye here, because we're going to now go to do extra work. Now I'm through with this page, because what we have set are codes that help us pull, in this case, the blog posts. So as we update our blog, it will be showing the items here. As we update our portfolio, it will be showing the items here. If our team members change, it will be updated here. Okay, so let's keep this here and then start working on the theme, the posts, and the portfolio. Okay, now all our images are up because we need images. Now if your site doesn't have a lot of images, you will discover that it wouldn't be as beautiful as it could be. Images help make your site very beautiful. Don't forget that. So pay close attention to what images. Let's delete. We have 2 of these, so let's delete 1. Let me delete it permanently. There's no point duplicating an image. Okay, now we're going to select images, all images. We're selecting it. Let me cancel selection. What I want to do is I want to bulk optimize. I want to optimize the images for speed. That was what I was doing one after the other in the other previously. Now I want to do it for all of them at the same time. So this will be working on its own. There are 82 images ready to optimize. Now let's start optimizing all of them. It will take some time, so let me pause so you don't just waste your time watching this. Okay, we are done with optimization. Our images are optimized. Fine. So let me see the optimized images. Let me return to the image library. File is still large, so I will still edit more details to reduce the size. I could actually make these images much smaller because they are not going to be used for sliders in most cases. So I can reduce them even further. Let me make all of them just 900 maximum. Let me make 900 maximum here. The bulk optimization did not reduce them to the size I wanted. It reduced them, but not up to the level I wanted. That's why I'm doing them manually. Whatever time you think you are wasting doing this, it's going to pay you. Like this was 1 megabyte, now it's 1/10 of the size. That's quite a lot when you look at page load times. Okay, now look at what we'll be doing. In order to make this homepage come alive with our blog posts the way we want them, I'm going to start with creating 4 blog posts. So I'll come here, I'll go to posts. I'm going to delete all the posts we have here. Let me delete all of them. Move to trash, apply. I'm going to get some placeholder tests I created. Placeholder tests in the sense that I actually don't need them for anything, but why did I save them? Okay, blog post. Okay, placeholder test. I'm just going to use it the way it is. Fine, let me now start creating posts. I'll create 4 posts, but you will see me create 1 because I don't want to waste your time watching me create all the blog posts, because they are just going to be the same thing. I will repeat a number of times. So let me create this one. So okay, now I'm going to do a number of things here. I'm going to show you. You choose your category. In this case, if I don't like the categories here, I can change the categories. Look at how I can do that. Post categories. Look at the post. You click categories. I right click it, so it opens a new window. I can delete all the categories here if I want. Let's just delete them so we can do them and create our own categories from scratch. You can do that, or you can use them if they apply. So while that is happening, it's deleted it. I can now come to fine. There's no category. We only have uncategorized, so we can create a category, and I call this new category. Let's call this pro-life, or let's call it anti-abortion, and click add new category. This new category I've created will be for this article I'm publishing. Then I may want to add images. Let's pick our image and add. Where do I want to add the image? Let me say I want to add the image somewhere here. I'll put my cursor there and then click add media, and then I will look at the files I have. I already know the image I want to use. Okay, it's not here. I'll go to my files. Sorry, I thought I had it up my news site. Actually, these are stuff I use for a news site. That's it. I think the pictures too should be optimized. Now 85 kilobytes, that's small enough. Okay, could just say pro-life. Now, this is something we do. An alt test is to show search engines what the picture is about. Pro-life, abortionist, pro-life, anti-abortion. So it will know that this picture is talking about pro-life, anti-abortion. Now the size we want of the image to be, you can choose for it to be large or just small as it is here. Let's leave it medium. Do we want it aligned left or right? Center. I want it aligned left, so I pick left. Okay. Now, do I want to set a featured image? Yes. Let me set that same image as a featured image. Let's see how it turns up. Now let's save or publish. Let's see how the post looks like. That's it. You see, the way the picture is set here is how this theme automatically pulls pictures. So we don't have much control over it. But like I said, in subsequent videos, I'm going to show you how we can control whatever you see exactly the way you want them to be seen. But for now, I want to show you what you can achieve. Okay, now we've got one down. I'm going to pause the video and quickly create 3 more blog posts. Then I'll come back. Okay, I am just publishing the last of the 4 blog posts. Like I told you, I didn't want to bother you watching me just repeat the same process over and over again. It's the same thing I did for the first blog post, just repeat it. If you can use Microsoft Word, you can make a blog post. It's simple. If you want to adjust something, that's paragraph, that's heading 1, 2, just the way you see it. If you want to make something bold, that's it. If you want almost like Microsoft Word. Okay, now I've published this, so I have 4 posts. Now look at how this page looks like with the default. We deleted the default and then I started working on it, and we now had this. This is when I had the 3rd page, the 3rd blog post up. Now that we have completed 4 blog posts, see what you will have here, what you will have here. Can you see? That's our blog post. So as we update the blog, the information will be what? Coming up here. Isn't that cool? Simple. And all it took is just a few minutes of work. Just the same thing you did. Let me show you. If we click on this, let's right click so that we don't close this page. Let's see what it takes us to. It takes us to the post. Brilliant 10-year-old invents a device to stop cases of babies dying in her cars. That's it. That's the featured image. That's it. Simple? Fine. If you click any of this, it will take you to the blog post. Now to show you that it's the blogs, let's open this in a new window. It will show us all the blog posts. Those are all the blog posts from the most recent. You can see. Simple. Okay. Now that we fixed that, the next thing we're going to look at, we're going to do the portfolio. I think that's the next thing we placed. But because we did not have any pictures in our portfolio, it didn't show anything. So what the next thing we have to do is portfolio. Let me confirm. Portfolio, yes, we're right. We're doing the portfolio. So how do we do the portfolio? We come, let me close this. We come to portfolio and click on it. You will see we already have some items in the portfolio. Let's open one of them to see. You can see what we have in the portfolio. Because no images were added to them, they won't show us any image. Now, it's still the same process that we went through in creating a blog post. It's virtually the same thing. I can either edit the portfolio item or I just create a new one. Because I'm teaching you, let me just create a new one. So let's come here and delete all the existing portfolios and give ours names. Okay, let me delete, move them to trash. Apply. Okay, done. Now let's look at the categories that we have. We have a number of categories. Let me also delete them and create our own categories. Delete. Apply. So let me create new categories. I'll create one called outdoors. That's a simple way. Add category. I create another one. Let's see. Parties and banquet. Parties and banquets. Add that. That's one way to create the categories. The other way to create the categories is from the portfolio itself. Okay, let's start creating our portfolio items. Or our portfolios actually. I have already copied this. That's the title. I can add that. Now let's add the images we want. Let me get some text. Opening text. Take a tour. Take a tour of the beautiful outdoors, the wise vegetation, etc. Simple stuff. I just pick our images. Start one. Okay, I've already edited them to lower sizes before this before coming to this point, because since you've seen me do it once, twice, thrice, there's no point taking you over and over the process. It's just wasting. It will just make the video much longer than it should be. So that's why you will not see me doing edit here. I've already done it before now. So if you don't know how to do the edit to reduce the size of your pictures or images, just go back in the video. You will see a point where I've done it severally, and then you can learn. Okay, so I continue. Just click insert into post. Because of the nature of the images, I got, these are paid images. They already came with some captions. These are the things. This is what I mean by captions. Okay, you can add it by yourself if your image does not have captions. I'll show you how to do it as I add the next image. Now, if your image does not come with captions, this place will be empty. So you can add stuff there. That's just all you have to do. If you add it, it will now show here on this theme. That's how this theme works. Okay, let's add the third one. Yeah, I'm picking this because I've already resized it. The previous one was not yet resized, so I just went for the one I had already worked on. I just add the description and then insert. We have 3 images. We can have more actually. You can have as many as possible, but it's still the same process. Just keep adding them. Okay, so let's select the category which I created, and then before we publish, let's set the featured image. Okay, let me publish so that you see how it looks without the featured image and how it will look with the featured image. Let's view the post. Now this is how it looks without the featured image. These are the portfolio items. Now let me show you how it looks with the featured image. Let's quickly add featured images. First, we're starting with the waterfall. Set featured image, then this, then the third featured image is this. Okay, now you observe the difference. Click update. Let's reload it. Come watch this place and see the difference. Fine. So this is what you have, the difference. You have a bigger instance of it, and you can now watch this as a slide. Okay, that's it. So our portfolio items are there. So let's create another portfolio. Now to show you what the effect of what we're doing, let's reload our page, the main page. Don't forget that main page where everything comes out. For now, look at what you will see, because I deleted all the portfolio, the portfolio images that came with it originally. I deleted them and I'm creating new ones. This is what you see. Sorry, no portfolio matched your criteria. Now let me reload it. You see, we have one. Something is there now. I can decide to link this somewhere. It's not that I can decide. This takes you to the page. If you click it, it will take you to that portfolio page. Let us confirm that. It takes you there. Now, this one allows you to watch it without going to the page. It just shows it here. You get it? So let's go out. Now let's continue. Now we need to create more portfolios. If we leave it like this, we only have this here. So we need to create at least 4 more portfolios to have this place filled out, so that you see how the structure of this space will be. For that, I will create another portfolio. Then I will do the rest. I will pause the video and do the rest. Let me just create another portfolio with you. We've done this. Let's add new. Let's call this a wonderful buffet, a wonderful banquet. We had a great time at this year's beginning special banquet. Check out some checkout part of the menu. I'm just making this up as I go, so let me now start creating the portfolio items. First, let me go and edit my images, the images I want to use. I don't want to be doing this one by one. It just actually doesn't make sense. So I go to media library, I'm going to open it and just pick all the images I want to do and edit them properly. It's important that your images are the right size. If you don't get them the right size, you will just waste your time doing too much work. Okay, so we have the dishes we want to edit. Let's see. Edit. There's another way of editing. So I just reduce it to 900. A scale. I update. I'm done with that image. So I go to the next one. So let's see if I can select. Okay, let's do it one by one. Edit image. Reduce it to 900. Scale. Update. Let me do these two at the same time. Alternate is roasted turkey. Click the library. It's a repetitive process. I just keep updating. I'm doing this over and over again because after this set, you won't see me showing you how to edit. In case this is another, I'm showing you this because I'm starting from a different place, the library, as opposed to that which I was doing from when I'm inserting the post. Just say food buffet in Thailand. Okay. Scale. Update. It's now 127. Go back to the last one. This. Okay, this is already the right size I want, so I wouldn't do anything there. Now that we fixed this, let's close this and go back and start adding our images. I'll start. Add media. Start 1. See, it's already the right size. So I would advise you, if you're working and you want to make your work a lot easier, faster, take out some time, edit your images to the right size, and then so that you crunch them down, and then you can start work. Soft banquet. Insert post. second, the third, you can also align it differently, center, right. You can also increase the size of the image. I'm just picking this small size by choice. You can make it full size. It's up to you. Then the last one for it. So I've just decided to leave them all aligned left. Like I said, you can pick whichever size and you can choose to align center, right, or none. I leave it at right. Now we have that. Now let's set featured image. Which of these images do you prefer? Okay, let's just add them as featured. The first featured image is what will show up here. So it will show up when we load up. That's what will show up. Check. You will see that. Okay, so which image do I think should be the first? Which one do I like most? Oh, I love this. All of them are beautiful. Let's just pick one. Let's have this. And set it as featured image 1. Then have featured image 2. Then have featured image 3. Okay, I've selected the category. Let's click publish. Now let's view the post. Wow, this could make a man hungry. See, we have it there already. Now, if you want to ensure that all your images are the same size, you need to check that before you start uploading your images. But like I said, this is supposed to be an introductory video to building websites on WordPress. So I wouldn't go into much of these details. When we get to subsequent videos, I'll now begin to teach you how to control these things much better. But for now, all you need to do is to make sure your images are sized equally. If these images were sized equally, they will be level here. But like I said, it's a small deal. It's something easy. You've seen me crop and edit. You can do that by yourself. Okay, so we've seen this. Let's see how our homepage will look like. Now, remember we have one here. Let's reload and see what we will have. Now you see the latest has taken over. That's what you have. The first featured image is what is showing here. You see it. We have 2. Now I'm going to pause the video and then do 2 more portfolios so that we can have this place filled out. But it's still the same process. That's why I'm going to pause the video. Okay, I have hello. Okay. I've completed the third portfolio. So let's see how our homepage now looks like. So we have it. Look at it. I've completed a third, so it has shown up here, but we need one more. But instead of doing a fourth portfolio, I decided I need to show you something that can change things. Let's open and edit this, our homepage. I'm opening a new tab. You remember this? You remember this page when we were working on it? We added things. Now let me show you. We can actually reduce the items in our portfolio and reduce the columns. So look at what I would do. Let's say default items 4, or let me say default items 3, columns 3, and see what we'll achieve now. Update. Let's see. That's the page. This is where it is. Let's reload and see what we have. Now you see what we got. I think this is better. Don't you think so? Fine, we got it. So we are through with the portfolio. Now let's go to the next session. We're going to be adding the team, members of the team, or members of the crew, people who work for Excite Tours. Now we'll start. Okay, let me close this page. Okay, let me just leave it. We'll go back to the media library. Now there's an edit style I have not shown you, a way to edit images. I'm not sure I've shown you. So I'll just edit these images using that method so that you see how that one works. You do the normal click, it opens the page. This is one of the team members. Let's call her Jennifer Jones. Now look at the size of the image. You want to edit. You see, as I just clicked, it opened attachment details. I can come here and click edit image. You see, it's slightly different from what we've been doing before. When I come here, I want to reduce the size of this one. Let's say reduce it to, let me make it 600 and scale. Once you scale here, it saves automatically. So we are through. For you to see, I can just go to the next. So this lady, her name would be, let's see, let's call her Linda Brown. Linda Brown, Linda Brown, Linda Brown, Linda Brown. If I touch this, see, it's saving it automatically. Saved. I click edit image and I reduce this to 600. I click scale. I have it saved too. I go forward to the next name. Let's call these Robert Wilson. Robert Wilson, Robert Wilson, Robert Wilson. If I click outside, it saves it. Saved. I come here and I edit, change it to 600. These numbers are not absolute. It's depending on how big you want your images to be. Scale, image saved. We'll go to the last person on the list. So this is also another method. So let's call this Fred Patricks. Let's say he's the one who is the developer. So Fred Patricks, just paste Fred Patricks, Fred Patricks, Fred Patricks. Saved. Edit image. The images were small already, but I even want to make them smaller. Scale. You can also leave them that way if you want, but I just decided to make them smaller. Something else you could have done, I could have also just chosen to crop the image like this. Could have decided to just crop. I could crop the image. Don't forget that. There are a number of things you can do, but I'm just limiting myself to this for now. So I'm not cropping anything. I just want to use as is. So the image is saved. I think I'm through with the team members. Yes, I'm through with it. So let's close. Now let's start building the team. Let's go to team. You see the names that we have already. Do we want those names? Yes. But now I'll need to change one of the names. I think Linda Brown or Patricia Johnson. Let me see the names I have. Let's start building out. As we start building out, I will change the names accordingly. So let's start with Jennifer Jones. Edit. Let me right click so that I don't have to be opening this over and over. Now, if this is going to confuse you, let me just delete all these names. Let me delete all of them and start afresh, so that some people might be confused if I just start editing this, because the names of the people you may want to the names of the people you may want on your team may not be Jennifer Jones or whatever, and you may not want the details already provided. So let's start it from scratch. Okay, so let's call this Jennifer Jones, because that's what we are. I think Jennifer Jones. What do we call her? What's her? Let's call her team, her position. Let's call her our. Let's call her our marketing expert. Marketing expert. Okay. Now you can add her email address. You can add her Twitter handle. You can add stuff. Anything you add will show up. Let me just use only the Facebook stuff so you see how it works. Let me still use Melana Win. Let me remove the inbox stuff. Let's just say this is her Facebook URL. You have to just get the URLs you want, add them, the Skype details, everything, you add them, it will show up. Now I've put a few things, you can add the rest. It's just a simple thing. Let's say her phone number is 090-713-157. I just added things. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Wow. I just say this is her number, and now let's pick her category. Let's add marketing. You can also delete categories or add new categories. Okay, I'm adding this new category. See, Jennifer Jones has over 15 years experience as a top marketer. If you love our messages, then she's the one behind most of them. I think something as simple as that. I can just add her image if I want. Let me add her image, Jennifer Jones, and make sure this is Jennifer Jones. Fine, that's Jennifer Jones. And make sure everything is okay. I insert. You can make it big. Okay, for a change, let me just pick the big one. Here, insert. That's her image. I can set a featured image too, and put that set featured image. The featured image is what shows up on the homepage. Don't forget that, Jennifer Jones. But you know, because I've changed her designation, she won't be director again. So let's just see. Publish. Okay, let's view post. This is Jennifer Jones. We may have to shift this correctly if we want it to show better. Let's leave it for now, and see how it looks on the homepage. There she is. Okay, so if you don't like the way this picture is, like you see, it's not showing well, we can come and crop the picture and make sure it's exactly how we want it to be. Let's see. Click to edit or update. Let's bring her picture. Now I want to edit this picture. Now I want to crop this so that we'll see more of her face. I think this should come out better. Let's see. Save. Featured image. Let's update. Let's see how the picture looks. Now this is better, isn't it? Fine. We might as well decide to remove the second picture. There's also a code we can add if we don't want this to show here, but I won't teach you that now. Those will be in subsequent videos. Like I said, I won't be teaching how to have total control over what you're doing. Now I'm just showing you how to get things up. As you continue in the video series, you see how you have total control to do anything you want to do. Okay, so let's reload this page and see how things will be now. Now I think this is a lot better. Now you see, of all the profiles, it's only her Facebook we added. Of course, we added her phone number, but it won't show anybody's phone number up here. So let's make sure this is working. If you click it, it will take us to that Facebook page. You'll see. See, it does that. So it's just simple. Okay, now I'm going to pause the video and repeat the process for the other team members. Once I'm through with the process, you will see the same thing all over. Okay? Fine. Okay, I am through with creating the team members pages. So let's see how our homepage now looks like. That's a site tours. We ended with 1. We stopped at 1 when I paused. So let's see what we have now. So here's what we have. Yes, it could be better, but remember, for a first timer, this is just your first website. You can build this just as you watch through this video. Isn't it beautiful? Fine. Before we stop this video and prepare for the next series, I want to show you one more thing. That is, what do we do here? I want to work on this a bit. So let's go to widgets. I'll close the other pages because I think I'm through with them. So let's go to, for us to get widgets, we go to appearance and click widgets. Consider widgets to be like small containers that allow you to add things onto specific areas of a web page. That's what they are simply. So look at what I'm going to do now. I'm going to adjust what we have on the original widget area. Let me remove this. Remove the comments. Let me delete it. Let me also remove the contact. Let me delete it. I can decide to just leave this too, or I can decide to have anything. Look at the things you can have. You can have a navigation menu. You can have advert. You can have post content. You can have recent post, RSS, layout builder, calendar. Okay, let me add a calendar. Let's just call it calendar and see how it looks, and then save. This is the main widget area. You can also create a side widget area, but I wouldn't. Let me pick another thing. What if I want to create something original? Like, let's talk about our mission statement in brief. I can create a custom HTML. With this, we can do whatever you do on HTML here. Let me just show you. Let's just say our mission statement to be the brand that gives you and yours the very best in Christian outdoor experience and fun-filled adventures. Just from the top of my head, I didn't think about it, I just added it. So let's say we've added that to our widget. Now let's see what we have when we reload this page. Remember, this is what we have originally. I've removed this and removed this. Let's reload. You can see the calendar. You can see our mission statement. Simple. So you can add or change it. You can change the order. Let me change the order. Let me have a mission statement. Okay, let me just leave it that way. You can change the order, but let me just show you. I think it's better I show you. Let's say I want let me close this. Let me say I want our mission statement first. Then I want our recent posts, our calendar last, and I want this in this order. It's saved. Let's reload. You see, everything is changed. You can order it however you choose. It's up to you. You can add links. You can do anything you want to do with the widgets. Just choose the right one. Now, I said that was going to be the last stuff, but I discovered we did not work on About Us. The About Us page and then the Contact Us page. those 2 pages. Simple stuff. There's nothing mysterious. It's just come, open them, edit the page. This place, also edit the page, change the addresses, the details you have here to yours. That's all. If you want, you can add some text on top. For example, let me add some text on top. I could add on top here, love our site. Have any questions? You can reach us through the contact form below. Simple. You can add whatever you want to add. Okay. I can change this to whatever I want to change it to. Let's say Lagos State Excite Tours Lagos 50 Soloway Way Joe Estate Lagos. Now, just to show you that you can edit it, there's no big deal here, nothing much. Update and you see it will take effect. The same way you handle the post is how you handle the about us page. You can do anything you want to do just like you do with the post. So I won't waste time taking you through this. It's a simple process, but let me just show you the one I edited now. Let's see how the page looks. Simple. You see, since I changed Excite Tours Lagos, but so if you go ahead and change everything, they will be the same. So love our site, you can do that. This is simple enough. You can fix the rest by yourself. That will be where we'll stop. Get ready for the next video, and if you've not signed up to my newsletter, better do, because I have other exciting things to show you. I want to show you ways you can make money with your newfound skill, new learned skill of web design and development. I will show you how you can build yours to make money for you residually, the steps you need to follow. And I'll also show you how to have more control than what we've done here, that you can build from the blocks. You can start with certain tools that help you decide where you have everything, the particular shape, the number, anything. We're going to take those in subsequent videos. If you have questions about what you've just learned, drop them in the comment box. I will respond to them as quickly as possible. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up, like and share, and show us your love. I'd like to hear from you too. God bless you and have a great life.